European jihadis in a propaganda video in Syria. How should the West deal with radicalised fighters if they return home? Many governments have promised tough action, including jail time, but Denmark has a different approach. This 21-year-old doesn't want to be identified. He fought with Islamist militants in Syria last year before coming back to the Danish city of Aarhus.
I was involved in fighting, yes. My main position was with the heavy artillery towards the plains of Bashar.
So you know how to fire heavy artillery and try and shoot a plane at this guy?
Yes. It's not a big thing to learn, but you need to practice to be a better shooter.
He supports a Danish de-radicalisation programme aimed at helping around a dozen young jihadis. Instead of jailing them, Denmark is offering support.
They want you to come back, to be a part of society again. And I believe that's the right way to handle these youth who are coming back from Syria.
This mosque was previously accused of encouraging people to travel to Syria. Now, the police and social workers are working with religious leaders to check former fighters don't pose a risk.
We try to advise our youngs and the people who have been in Syria that they have to live a normal life when they come back.
The dangers of working with jihadis are all too clear. In this propaganda video in Syria, Danish fighters use pictures of Danish politicians as targets. Police say anyone who returns to Denmark and is believed to have broken a law could face prosecution, but so far no one has. The mayor of Aarhus says their methods work.
We need to make sure that they are de-radicalized and that we are following them very, very closely in their everyday life, giving them opportunities to get education, to get a job and to be an active part of society.
Some in Denmark are concerned about the risks. Of the 30 Danish people who travelled from this city to Syria last year, around half have returned. This returnee fighter insists they're not a threat.
We are definitely not a danger. I have met a lot of Western fighters in Syria. Nobody was talking about to go back to their country and bomb their country, become a threat to their own countries.
Should those who return from the battlefield be imprisoned or given help? The Danish solution is unique. But for all countries, their chief concern is to stop the war in Syria from arriving on the streets of Europe. Duncan Crawford, BBC News, Aarhus.